Growing up poor meant that most of the games I usually got to play back in the day at my younger ages were all random or usually just the most basic games like GTA or Mario. So I never actually had the chance to play every single new game that came out, nor did I have the newest system. I either A, played games whenever I went to my sister's house on my dad's side, or B, played the games that my brother would illegally repossess from other law-abiding citizens. Fun fact, my first time playing Ocarina of Time was on a purple GameCube that somehow, I have no fucking clue, it appeared in our house when I was 11. How did it get there? I don't know, moving on. But besides having possessed video game consoles coming into our house randomly, my point is that I never was a picky gamer. I've usually always played and enjoyed any game I got to play when I was younger. I used to play Adventure for the Atari for that specific reason. When I was around 7 or 8, I had a blast playing that game, and I have no fucking clue why. I usually had gone to my sister's house on my dad's side, during the summer, spring breaks, and holidays. She was more wealthier than my mom's side, so they always kept up with the newer game consoles and technology. And one of the systems they had was the big stepper himself, the PS2. Now, I've played the PS2 on my mom's side multiple times because of my oldest brother who didn't live with us. He had a PS2 and almost every game that came with it. He actually had one of those black CD folders that you could flip through and just put all your games in. I know to my younger audience, that makes me sound like an old bag of dirts. And you're correct. But at my sister's house, they had a couple games that went with their system. And one of those games was the game called Crash Tag Team Racing. I had played Crash games prior to this, but nothing too deep, just kind of a couple games in the Game Boy, a few on the original PlayStation, and one that I had on the DS. But I had never heard anything about tag team races prior to this, nor was I a hardcore fan of Crash. Nowadays, I see people talking about tag team racing as if it's the worst game ever. I never seen anyone really praise the game, or at least give kudos to it. Not that much, at least. There's some people out there, just not that much. Well, I guess that's where I come in, though, because I actually like Crash Team... I actually like Crash Tag Team Racing. Shut the fuck up, you didn't hear nothing. This game was actually one of my favorite games I played whenever I went over to my sister's house. My niece, who was the same age as me, and no, I'm not going to explain, was the one who I usually play with, and I swear that this was my childhood. Most complaints that come from this game is either A, the exploits of winning, or the fact that it's a Mario Kart Double Dash ripoff. Which, even if it is, it's fucking fun. And I don't give a shit. Because to me, this game has so much charm to it that it's so wild that people even think that this is a bad game. I remember putting hours into this game to the point to where I had beat the story multiple times. And that's saying a lot because Kid Soda wasn't the brightest when it came down to actually completing games. I left a lot of games uncompleted. But the premise of the game was, of course, racing. Each character had their own set of skills you could use in a race, but while you were in the middle of a race, you could actually force yourself onto other players to combine your cart and let them do your bidding. And then diss them whenever they run out of the ammo or their service were inadequate. Because they're worthless pieces of... Whoa! The tracks were always pretty good to me, honestly. I never had a problem driving the tracks because I was too busy enjoying how the cars felt when driving them. Which are really fun once you get the hang of them, in my opinion. And the cars in these games are all really unique designs that are some of my favorite in kart game racings in general. That actually fits each character's personality very well. They're really weighty, but also feel planted. I don't know, it's weird. It's really satisfying to me. But outside of the racing, you had the hub world, which I think is one of the best fucking hub worlds for the early 2000s that you can come across. And this is just me. Might be an ill take, but I'm just saying it. I would pay today's monies for Activision to make a new open world Crash game in this style. Most of the reason I came back to this game was just to run around doing crazy shit. Finding all the dioramas, finding all the gags, jumping on obese NPCs, and a decent amount of platforming just made the sections between going to the Grand Prix to the next was just so fucking engaging to me. It felt like I actually had to walk around this theme park to start another race, instead of just pressing a button on a menu to go to the next race. Speaking of loading screens, if you press some of the buttons on this loading screen, you can make Crash burp or shard himself continuously. And 10-year-old me thought that was hilarious because I stayed there for hours. Well, not hours. For however long the damn loading screen lasted. That's how long. And it's really weird how much death is kind of an afterthought in this game, especially since this is a kid's game. Because the dioramas are literally little cutscenes where you literally watch Crash get murdered. Murdered! And this might be an L take as well, but I actually prefer this playstyle compared to the regular format. Ooh, yeah, whatever. I don't know, it's something about the charm that comes with the game that makes me want to go running around and collecting things and beating locals because they keep trying to put their grummy little heads on me. And I think that also comes from the minor things that add up to a bigger picture. For instance, the soundtracks. Oh my fucking gosh. The songs in this game are catchy as hell, and I don't care what anybody say. They nailed the theme park song so fucking well. It felt like a twisted theme park of all wiggly woggly feeling. I have no clue what that means, but that's how I always felt. And I'm surprised no one actually gave it its kudos. Alongside the sound effects, the jumps, the hits, the crates, the cars, everything except for the characters constantly saying their one-liners in the tracks, which is fucking annoying.
I am the Pams of this hero. Now, this I call a first-class upgrade. Hasta la vista, go Fred.
And talk about characters, all the characters are really expressive as usual. But even more exaggerated with characters like Crush, who was literally just Mr. T, and Engine, who's just Igor, Frankenstein's assistant, and a Possum Girl that I did not have a crush on back in the day. What? That would be crazy. Even the Kung Fu Penguin enemies are hilarious and charming. But the other modes you have outside of the racing and the HUD worlds are Fast Lap, Running Gun, Rolling Thunder, Crashinator, Battle Arenas, and the Stunt Arena. All the modes are just different challenges you could do in the racetrack, except Stunt Arena and Battle Arena. And the Stunt Arena was the second place I spent all of my time. It was just always satisfying to me to just go try to land flips on all these weird obstacle courses that they gave you, and to just see how many points you could get. Mindless fun back then was the pinnacle of my childhood. And to take a step back and talk about the races themselves, I know that there were obvious exploits of the racing, and honestly, if you wanted to have more fun racing, don't use the clashing ability. You don't really have to. I only ever used it when I was playing with actual people and not NPCs, like somebody just next to me. But driving in your own car is way more engaging and fun if you ask me. But I know I could go on and on about all the things I love about this game, but I know that this video will be an hour long. Long story short, don't knock it till you try it. There are so many things I think this game brought to the table for early 2000s that just wasn't appreciated enough. It was just overshadowed by all the negative things that people found. Which, yeah, it has its flaws, but what fucking game doesn't? Crash Tag Team Racing is what I wish Mario Kart World would actually shoot for. With how big they say it's going to be, it would be so cool if we was able to get out of the carts and do side activities in regular Mario format. Or open world, either one. I just think that would add more value to Mario Kart World long term. Even the graphics held up pretty damn well for the time it was released. I wish we can get more innovative games like that are just random and pure fun like this game. But hey, those are just my thoughts. Like I said, I might die on this hill, but I don't really care. I think Crash Tag Team Racing deserved way more love than what people gave it. I had countless hours running around this crazy world, having fun, laughing, because to me, this game was just really funny to me. The wild things that the NPCs said were just out of pocket, but they fit so well into this game. And honestly, I'm happy I got to experience this in my childhood. It's one of those games I will always hold dearly to me, despite what other people may think about it. Crash Tag Team Racing is my favorite Crash game. It combines two things that I like: cars and death. Cars and platforming. That's what I meant to say. And I love it for that. If you ever get the chance, just try it for yourself. I feel like anyone could have fun with this game if they go into it without being so critical. This game may have bugs and flaws and things people may not like, but I always will come to its defense when I need to. But with that being said, my name's Soda. Once again, thanks for watching. And I appreciate you getting this far. And if you did, consider liking, subscribing, and commenting. Letting me know what's a game that you think needed more love. Let me know what you think about Crash Tag Team Racing. I think it's a great game. I think it deserved way more love than it did. But with that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, man.